and mom related. So if that's something that you're into, then please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I got something paranormal going on. This video is something different. I'm gonna have to put a disclaimer. It's probably gonna be 18 and up only. This is not for kids. This is not for lighthearted people and people that don't like disturbing, and not like scary disturbing. I'm talking about like sex disturbing. I said disturbing. This video is just for fun. It's just to chill out and enjoy and hear some weird shit, and you know, drop your opinion in the comments, because it's gonna be a lot of stuff that's just girl talk. You can just talk about it, debate it, give advice. So, are you ready? I use an app called Glow. If you haven't heard of it, I think in the UK it's called Eve. I love it. I've been a member on there for several years now. They have a lot of, you know, advice for people who are trying to conceive, relationship advice, personal advice, TMI, and like body, discharge, period, labor stories. It's just full of everything. I would like to say women, but there's also a handful of dads and men on there that use the site for advice or to troll, which is pretty stupid, but I think it's an interesting app. I think you should check it out. I'm not affiliated with them. This video is not sponsored by them, and I'm sure that they would hate to see that I'm choosing their worst post to talk about, but whatever, it is what it is, because that's why I like it. I like the bad posts and the things that make you say, huh? Like what? So we're gonna have a few questions that are probably a little bit TMI, and I will post the questions I think here, just because it makes sense. That way you guys can actually see the post yourself and we can read them together. That's my long ass disclaimer. Am I or am I not pregnant? And it has a picture of a pregnancy test. What does this mean? I'm very confused. So zooming in here, it looks like they used a blue dye test, and we all know that blue dye tests are horrible, right? If you're gonna be testing for pregnancy early, like even after ovulation and you're only about 7 days past ovulation, you should not be using blue dyes. Just don't do it, because you're not gonna get clear responses, even though it's called like clear blue. It's not a clear response. You should be using pink dyes, and I know that the first response test, especially the first response early response tests, have been giving a lot of false positives, which is super unfair. But sometimes you can't trust the results of your pregnancy test. And in this test, you can see that it has a little bit of a faint line that's only going about halfway through the test. And that's the test side. The control line looks fine. If you're in doubt, throw it out. I don't believe that the line looks solid enough, and it kind of looks like it's off-centered too. So I don't think that it's in the right spot. I would say that this test is invalid. I wouldn't say that it's negative, and I wouldn't say that it's positive, because it's just not a clear response at all. Another one. Could I be pregnant again? Hi everyone, so I wanted to jump on here and get your opinion on something. So I have an almost 2-year-old and a 4-month-old. Rebecca. Rebecca's fucking up. Well, I've had 2 normal period cycles since I've had my 4-month-old. Okay, postpartum bleeding and ending, and then 2 periods. Okay, still way too early to get pregnant again. Your body hasn't even had time to heal. Don't mean to be TMI, but I've had yellow thick discharge. Yellow discharge can be an indication of an infection. It could also mean that her body's still passing blood, like, you know, it's just tainted with a little bit of the like lochia and postpartum bleeding blood. And because it's so soon that she just had her baby, that really could be the case, that her body's still healing. But okay. Yellow thick discharge, nausea, gaining weight. I breastfeed my daughter, and my daughter's been acting funny with it. Breasts feel heavier. Your milk is still getting adjusted. Your baby's going to go through lots of changes with their diet and go through growth spurts, and around 4 months is when they'll get another growth spurt. So she could be cluster feeding. I think to judge your breast after having a baby and breastfeeding, you can't use that as a pregnancy indication. I mean, you can't use it as a pregnancy indication at all, unless if you start like leaking cholesterol at some point. But yeah, okay. And I've had some cramps. Could I be pregnant again? Very scared and nervous. I said scared. What do you think? What do you guys think? Do you think Rebecca could be pregnant again? She could be, especially if she's been having unprotected sex. Why is that even a question? Like, take a pregnancy test. Keep track of your cycle. It's just... And who am I to judge? Because here I am, pregnant with an unexpected pregnancy. Oh my gosh. Could I get pregnant or be pregnant? Yes, no, or comment, please. Okay, so yesterday I started my birth control pills and I took them at like 8 p.m. And yesterday was also my first day of my fertile window. So last night, me and my boyfriend had sex. Miss Anonymous, that was a horrible idea. It was your first day taking birth control. Why would you have sex? Or at least unprotected sex. It takes a week for your birth control to start building up enough into your body to where it actually starts to become effective. So, and they tell you that and it says it on the box. Do you think the pill worked? It was my first time taking it. Hell no, Miss Anonymous. No, that's not how it works. And the next question. Uh-oh. Dun dun dun. Okay. And this is so sad. It happens to so many of us, and I don't mean to laugh. I guess I'm just like nervous laughing. It's not me being mean or malicious, but who's the dad here? Okay. Last period was January 30th, and my cycle was about 29 days long. Projected ovulation was February 13th. Girl had sex. She's saying, girl, we know it's you. Okay. Girl had sex the weekend prior on the 6th and 7th with Joe, and he pulled out. The pull-out method does not work. Then girl had sex a few days within the week and on the weekend of the 13th. So she had sex with Matt the day that she was projected to ovulate. She also had sex again with Joe. No, why did you have sex with Joe again? On the 20th and the 21st. But she had a positive pregnancy test on the 26th. I think she had sex with Joe and Matt way too close together. Because the 6th and the 7th, they say that you can ovulate, unless if you're taking ovulation tests, you don't really know exactly when you ovulate, even if you have like an app or something that tells you, or even tracking your cycles. Even if you're tracking your body, you don't really know when you get that surge, the LH surge, unless if you're seeing a fertility specialist or taking OPKs, and you literally have a 12-hour window to conceive after getting that positive OPK. That's ovulation prediction kit, right? So they're too close together, because she had sex with Joe on the 7th, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 6 days later she had sex with Matt. Sperm can live in your body for 7 days. You can ovulate a few days earlier or later. It's just way too close to tell. Even with an ultrasound, like, you might be able to get, it's just too close. It's just too close. I'm saying, like, you need at least like 3 weeks to be able to tell, like 3 weeks in between partners. I hope she figured out who her baby's dad is, and I hope she's okay, because that's a really rough thing to deal with. It's a rough time when you are trying to figure out who your baby's daddy is. Come on. Okay, who would be the dad? If a girl, here we go again using girl, like, girl, we know it's you. Okay. If a girl were to have sex with one guy one day, and he wore a condom, but it got stuck in her, uh-oh. And then she took an Aftura pill, I'm guessing that's the day after pill, the next day. And then a day later she had sex with another guy and he came in her. Why are we doing this? Why are we making these bad decisions? But did not take the day after pill. Like I said from the last post, you need at least like 3 weeks to be able to get those dates. Even if you are pushing to 2 weeks, and the earliest, ultrasounds before 12 weeks, the fetus is exactly the same size. Genetics don't play a role in how big, I guess I can say, the embryo. you know, develops at that point. Anything after 12 weeks is going to vary, you know, a few days because of genetics. So some people have bigger babies, and that's going to start to contribute to what you see on ultrasound. But before 12 weeks, it's extremely accurate. They can get down to the day and pinpoint it. So, you know, if you're having sex with somebody 1 week and then 2 weeks later you have sex with somebody else and you're confused, you'd probably get a little bit more of a confident answer. But if you're having sex with one guy and then another the next day, given the odds in this, the guy who had the condom and it got stuck in her, I'm guessing that it got stuck and was able to be pulled right out. We don't know when she ovulated. I would like to say the guy who came in her is the father, but who knows? Hopefully she does now. Now, what do you think? Who do you think the dad could be? Gosh, we have another one. What was going on? Who was the dad? So on the 10th, I had sex with my best friend. His ex-girlfriend had 2 miscarriages. That's what MC stands for. And I had 1 miscarriage with twins now. So we was talking and was like, maybe we should have a baby together. And be friends with a baby. We had sex. He said, I want a family. Okay. I said that was not the plan. Why? Why do you want to just go have sex with this guy and have a baby with him and be friends with the baby? And he's over here like, I actually want a family with you, and you're telling him that's not the plan. How about you just plan to not have sex with him and make this baby? So the other days on my calendar is when I sleep with my ex-boyfriend. Last night now. Okay. Oh, when I sleep with my ex-boyfriend last night now. She didn't use any sort of punctuation, so I'm just looking at the calendar feeling dumb. Baby, you should be feeling dumb typing this out and thinking back to when you planned this shit, not looking at your calendar. I don't want 2 family, I just want 2 baby. Is it possible for a doctor to tell me who the father is without a DNA test if I was to be pregnant? And yes, I'm going to stop sleeping around. This is a one-time thing. I don't think it is. Because already you did it twice. You did it with your friend and you did it with your ex. So you already kind of blew your whole one-time thing out of the... Okay. And then she shows us the calendar. She had sex on the 3rd. She ovulated on the 10th, and she had sex on the 12th. And oh, she has an OPK here. So her peak. Why were you taking OPKs and sleeping around? It just seems like, why would you set yourself up for that? It seems really, really, really just like a bad decision. On June 9th, she had her peak ovulation, and she had sex with somebody, I don't know who it was on the 10th, because she didn't tell us who it was, but I'm going to say the person she had sex with on the 10th, and hopefully she had the same partner on the 12th, and she didn't go in between like the other Miss Anonymous did. It would be that guy, just because we know when she ovulated and she had sex on the 3rd with somebody and she hadn't ovulated yet. Even though the sperm can live for up to 7 days, that's really a stretch. And that shit would have been watered down and diluted anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna say to that. Okay. I think we're done with the baby daddy questions. Normal, not normal. Went to the OBGYN this past Wednesday. Most of the action I got this Valentine's Day. I'm guessing she meant like the most action she got was on Valentine's Day. I mean, she got railed on Valentine's Day. And she prescribed me something for a slight yeast infection and ran an STD panel, but And I'm sure this is gonna be a TMI image. I'm scared to scroll because I don't know what I'm gonna see. Oh, bright yellow, neon yellow. I wonder what she prescribed for the yeast infection. Look at her Converse. My Converse are dirty too, but damn, I'm guessing based on the Converse alone, I'm just kidding. That discharge looks like an infection. That doesn't look like yeast discharge. And the thong is just dirty. That's just a dirty ass thong. You need to do better for your vagina. A yeast infection usually causes like thick, clumpy cottage cheese-like discharge, but it doesn't usually look like it came from a nuclear plant. So, okay, I've got lots more questions here, but this video is getting so freaking long. I have to pick up my kids. I'm gonna have to stop it here. That's just it for today. If you're interested in this type of video, if you've had fun with this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and check back again because I'll probably do a part 2. So I'm just gonna call this the part 1. There you got the Glow app. You guys can search me. My name is Bunny on the Glow app. And add me as a friend. Okay, well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I thought this was really fun. Okay. Bye. Okay, so the next one. Is he cheating? Claim none of this. Negative energy. Okay, so I've been dating my boyfriend for about 5 years, but recently we've been hanging out with this girl who is clearly a lesbian, and I keep finding myself looking at her. Ooh. Another one, am I gay? I like dick, but I like clit. Where's the bisexual button? The last one wasn't even embarrassing. Is that what she titled it? Why is that embarrassing? I'm pissed. Sulfuric gas that comes out with a fart actually reduces your chances of Alzheimer's.